affair comes to haunt the 250s as well, because several riders were tested to have fuel of too high octane in Fox Hill. The jury had a meeting on Saturday evening. 4 of the riders have lost their points from that event. Stefan Everts, one of them, and Everts has lost 40 points from his Fox Hill double win. And he's now nearly 100 points behind Everts with only 4 Grand Prix to go.
Tonight there was a meeting with the jury, and they spoke about the different cases, and now in the first instance 4 riders of the 5 are out. So for instance, Stefan Everts is out of the points. Of course they have the chance to make an appeal within 5 days. They have to notify to the FIM, and then the next instance we'll talk about it.
It doesn't affect me because I did my job on Vauxhall. I won my 2 heats, and it's up to the team and also the people where we bought the benzene. It's with Elf, and they're fighting it, and also the team are fighting it, and I'm 100% sure we're gonna get our points back.
So controversy, but more than controversy, rain on Sunday. Look at it, 12 o'clock, and the rain was just pouring down, and the track impossible to ride in these conditions. Well, thankfully, just after 1 o'clock, the rain stopped falling, and they then started to discuss whether it was worth running or not. Some thought yes, some thought no. The race nearly cancelled, and then the plan to delay the start. Well, eventually, they would decide to run the race. 1 or 2 competitors just going out to give it a try to see whether it was possible, and sure enough, eventually, as the spectators started getting a bit fed up with waiting around, off they went. And poor old Badamane, the American who had been doing all that training to get fit for back into the race again, he got stuck on the grid, so that didn't start very well for him. Bartolini, the leader, on the number 7 bike, ahead of Yves de Maria, and Rob Herring, there he is, number 20, although you can't see much of his number plate because the mud is obscuring everything, and these 3 opening up a gap pretty early on. Frederic Bolle in 4th, and Vollen and Everts behind him. There's Everts, you can still see the number 1 on his bike, but quite how you tell which one is which, well, that's the magic of television. We know. And there is the leader, Bartolini, and in fact opening up a 20-second advantage. Pretty early on, ahead of Yves de Maria, who had a bit of a tumble, got back on and set off again. And Rob Herring, this time holding on to 3rd place. Frederic Bolle, number 14, he's in 4th place, but just look at the conditions. And a very, very different challenge to riding in these sort of conditions to most of the tracks we see on the World Championship scene. That's Rob Herring feeling quite at home on the mud. Malik Everts had a fall, unfortunately. He would end up finishing down in 18th place. Meanwhile, Everts was on a bit of a charge, up into 5th place. And then moving up into 4th position, ahead of Voland and Van Ries. Frederic Bolle dropped down to 7th after a fall, and do you blame them? And quite how they were managing to stay on the bikes at all in these conditions. Well, they are the best riders in the world, but even they were finding things very difficult. Towards the end, and De Maria was closing up to Bartolini, but De Maria not able to quite challenge for the victory at the end of it all. And it would be the Italian Bartolini who would be able to hold on to the victory. This problem for De Maria, basically putting him out of the hunt for the win. So Bartolini the winner, ahead of De Maria, and Rob Herring, who took his first podium finish of the season. And the winner says, well, I made a good start. Yves was faster at the end, but as we're here in San Marino, I wasn't about to give up. I fought, and I won. And Yves de Maria says, 2nd is good, as the race conditions were absolutely awful. Good test for the new bike as well, but I know that we still have a lot of work to do. But I'm still pretty happy with that 2nd place.
The place is good, but I know I can still go better, but you know, I have to get another good start and just ride steady. So I hope for another good result.
Still another race to come, but for the moment they can enjoy the success that they've gained after that first one. Off they go again then, clean the bikes, clean set of overalls, and back onto the mud. But at least the sun's shining a bit now. Off into the first corner, and Talon Volland, oh dear, and tumbles at the further back with various fallers. Van Ries there, number 19, the main tumbler. Meanwhile, the rest of them setting off. And in fact, at the end of the first lap, Di Maria in front, ahead of Volland, Bolli, Everts and Bartolini. So Rob Herring not making such a good start this time. Di Maria in front of Volland, number 3. Frederic Bolli and Andrea Bartolini, there he is, the winner of the first one, in 4th place. And Bartolini starting to catch up a little bit after that. And he was able to come up into 3rd place after a little while. But problems further back. Contact made. And Bardemane, number 22, taking a tumble in a crash with Peter Ivan. Ends up finishing in 17th in the end. Di Maria still leading, Volland 2nd, Bartolini 3rd. Then Bolli and Everts. Monique Beverts running in 6th place, some way further back. There's Beverts, and that's where he ends up finishing as well. So for the championship leader, it's not really proving to be a perfect weekend. Bartolini still on a charge. Di Maria, though, leading. Bartolini now hounding him. Winner of the first race, being cheered on by the local fans. And Bartolini getting ahead of Di Maria, making a real race of it. Number 3, Talon Volland, still running in 3rd place behind them. Good close competition, this one, after the rather drawn-out affair of the first race in the 250s. And Di Maria comes back at Bartolini and retakes the lead. Conditions that much better now, allowing real racing here. And Di Maria riding an absolutely superb race. Talon Volland, though, ends up having a fall and dropping back from that 3rd position. He ends up dropping down to 4th. That means that Everts has come up into 3rd place. There's Volland in 4th. And Frederic Bolli, number 14, in 5th. So at the end of it all, Yves Di Maria able to hold on to take the win ahead of Andrea Bartolini. Great race that these two put on. Bartolini not able to make it 2 wins in a row. And in fact, Di Maria through that ends up winning it overall. So well done to Yves Di Maria. Congratulations to him. And good preparations for the round in France. He says it was a difficult race. I broke my finger last week, so I was not able to train as normal. But I'm very happy with the result today. I think it's good for the rest of the championship.
That's the most important, to win as many points as possible on Arnhem. I think today I did pretty good. I think the best from all from the last 3. So I'm very happy, you know. Except I expect things to go better, but you know, I'm happy.
So in the championship now, it means that Monique Beverts has got a little bit more pressure on him than previously. But he's got to watch out for Talon Volland as well, not just Stefan Everts in at the series. And they'll be racing at Ifendic in France in a couple of weeks. And we'll have it, of course. But for now, that's it for Speed World. Goodbye.